Hey guys, welcome to another The Crew Top 10 video, and today we are talking about the top 10 dirt spec cars. And the clips you're seeing right now are from the Q&A announcement video I did not too long ago, so I apologize for the delays because this was the only footage I could find to use. But anyway, this video will be a follow-up to the original top 10 street spec cars video I did about several months ago. I think it was about 5 or 6 months ago maybe by now, and as I said, I did the top 10 street spec cars, and I'm going to put the same disclaimer for this video. This video is entirely opinionated. Any cars you do not see on here didn't make the cut for me. And these are the top 10 street spec cars that I think are the best. And as I said, again, entirely opinionated. This video is not going to be there to please everybody. Now, this video is going to be this is the first video of this week's videos of the crew. I'm going to have all week this upcoming week at the time this was uploaded of the crew videos of the track showcase series. And a lot of these videos, all those videos were filmed before this was, so that is why this is coming before, and you want to see in those videos where I mentioned this video before it was recorded. But yeah, so what you're seeing right now, of course, is the Aston Martin V12 Legato Perf Spec vehicle. That will be in the Perf Spec video when I have enough Perf Spec cars to do that video. It's the next spec in line after Dirt. So, yeah. This video will be probably one of the longer videos I've done lately for the crew, as it's almost on par with, I believe, the length of the Pikes Peak series videos and all of that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, as we'll be starting off with number 10 here shortly. So yeah, let's get ready for number 10. Number 10 is the 2011 Ford Mustang GT. Now, this car is rear-wheel drive with a V8. Now, for a dirt car, rear-wheel drive is not really your thing you want to go for, because you have all the weight in the front kind of fighting back against the rear wheels. But the Mustang is pretty okay. Now, it's got a kind of street-style wing on it, which looks kind of silly on a dirt car, but it's really the only options we've got of these kind of street-style wings. And we're in the giant sequoia forest, in case you're wondering, on this stage. This is what I've been using to test the dirt spec cars in the video. And these cars are actually very highly modified for the most part. There are a couple of cars that include this one that have the kit installed, and that's it. A lot of the cars in this video, though, are modified in some way or another through the event and such. So number 9 is the Cadillac Escalade 2012, the first of 2 Vortec-powered vehicles on this list. I think the styling, I did an awesome job with the styling on this car, all the customizations, the burgundy paint color. But as you can see, the weight of the car will hold it down, as it is incredibly slow on takeoff and does not have a very high top end. This also plagued it in the street spec video I did, because this is the second time this car has made the list on any of my spec videos, the Cadillac Escalade in particular. And as you can see, it's pretty well controlled, but the weight is going to give it a bit of a body roll kind of feeling, and you're going to feel like you're going to roll over, or you're just going to understeer and stuff. But for the most part, the all-wheel drive system that this car has is very well done. So let's move on to number 8, which is the Nissan 370Z, or Fairlady Z, depending on what country you live in. And this car again suffers from rear-wheel drive and a front-mounted engine. It is a 3.7 liter V6, I believe, which is where 370 gets its name from. But as you can see, another car later on this list will have a Z badge on it, and it will suffer from a very similar problem that this has. This car is actually very understeer happy. However, it does have really high steering response, but the steering itself is not very great. As you can see, I understeer off a little bit, and I think smack a tree at one point. Yep, there it is. It's not anywhere close to as bad as the crash later on coming in this video, but that was really just, I only kept that just to show what's wrong with it. Number 7 is the Dodge Challenger SRT 392 from, I believe, 2012. Another V8 powered muscle car with wheel drive. However, this one, unlike the 370Z and Mustang prior to it, this is actually very controllable in comparison to those cars. It's got a bit more stability, it's a bit faster. 392 small block Hemi, or a big block, I don't know, I think it's in between. But the engine itself is very powerful, 420 horsepower stock. I believe this one has about 500 or so in this modification setup, and it's still really awesome to drive around with. It's got some speed to it, and it handles it exceptionally well for a rear-wheel drive car on a dirt run. Of course, with a bit of throttle lift off and a bit of braking, as you saw there, the car makes itself very happy to hit the trails. So number 6 is the Datsun Fairlady Z 432, or Nissan Fairlady Z, depending on the game. I think it actually depends on the region. But this car is by far one of the poor handling cars in this group. However, it does have lightweight and speed on its side. The Datsun Fairlady Z is one of my favorite cars in the game right now, and this is, I think, one of the only custom specs I have for this car. But as you can see, it's very lightweight, and it does have a bit of fun to it. But well, the problem is that the twitchy steering makes it incredibly difficult to control sometimes. And as you see, I plow into this house simply due to the twitchy steering, because I'm used to heavier cars. I mean, I drive a truck in real life for my daily driver, and I'm used to the kind of heavier steering. But this car is just so lightweight steering that it will plow into a wall fairly easy. You see, I almost did it again there. But overall, although the car is absolutely awesome. Number 5, I believe this is the Touareg NF 2011. This is a car by far that has earned my respect for being one of the only turbo diesel cars in this game, and it's actually very powerful on a dirt run. Now, as you can see, the Touareg actually does have a bit of an off-road racing background. The Perry Dakar had a couple of Touaregs run a few years back when this car was new, back in 2011, and this car is actually very good on dirt on its own. This is actually my playthrough car for dirt most of the way through, except for the Mini Cooper Countryman, which is, I believe, next on the list at number 4. This car, however, is still an awesome SUV, and I'd recommend it if you have the season pass. Number 4 is the Mini Cooper Countryman S All 4, and this car is by far one of my favorite minis. The Countryman I've always had a bit of a thing for. The Cooper Coupe is one of my other favorites, but the Countryman does get the job done for a bigger car, four-wheel drive. As you can see with the All 4 badge, this car is actually really exceptionally quick. Now, near the end of the story gameplay I did on this game, I didn't film it, I don't believe, but this was the car I used to help me get through those last few dirt car missions in the game. And the thing is ridiculously fast for a smaller car. Definitely kind of wish I had an Abarth dirt car to run with in this, because that probably would have placed very high on the list. But the Mini does basically take where the Abarth left off in the street spec. Number 3 is the Silverado 1500. Now, this is probably one of my favorite dirt cars or trucks because Vortec. I'm a big fan of that engine, the 5.3 liters. And this one is one of the only trucks in the game to run on it. I believe the other is the 6.0 Vortec and the Cadillac Escalade that was featured at the bottom of this list. This one, of course, gets a massively awesome takeoff, and four-wheel drive, I believe, is on this truck in particular, and it handles very well for a half-ton truck, I think is what it is. And as you can see here, it's got a bit of oversteer tendencies on dirt, but it's still very controlled, and it does its absolute best to keep itself in good hands. The truck is absolutely quick, the Vortec being kind of based on the LS. Number 2 is the Ford F-150 Raptor. Now, the Raptor is available with a 6.4 liter Triton V8, and this one in particular, I believe, does have it equipped, but this one is also a dirt spec custom truck. The Raptor is by far one of the best off-roading vehicles of this generation, especially where the pickup truck market is concerned, with the only truck to even rival it is the Dodge Ram Charger, which isn't even a production truck, and the Chevrolet Silverado Reaper, which wasn't even in this game. So basically, this is probably one of the best off-roading cars in this game. However, it does suffer from a lot of weight, which really brings it down in terms of performance, which is why it's here number 2. The car is a very great vehicle, has a ton of raid truck backgrounds and stuff like that. Finally, number 1 is the Ford Focus RS. Now, this is probably going to be another shocker, just like the last video I did on top 10s and specs. But the RS has a rally car background, and as such, later on you'll see where that gets it from. The 5-cylinder Volvo engine, the I think this is four-wheel drive. I'm not entirely certain because I don't research the Focus very much. But as you can see, it's just fast, and this is actually my highest car level, I think, out of all my dirt cars. I've got a video later on this week that will show me customizing this car, and it's really cool how I went through this and did the design and stuff. Of course, this video was done post that, but as you can see, it's ridiculously fast, and it gets through that section at around 130 miles an hour. So I think that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys again for watching. I apologize for this image here, but I did audio over the actual video itself. But again, thank you guys again for watching.